think we have quite a diverse set of speakers here. Because I'm Malik, and I'm a pre-dental bio major.
I'm Josh, and I'm autistic. And I'm an ASL major.
Well, I'm an art major. I'm Evan, and I'm an art major and art history. So we've got science, humanities, and art all on the same podcast about environmental concerns.
I definitely think we covered all our bases here. Bat news.
Is that all you're doing?
One time, when I was like 6 or 7 years old, there was a giant ass rat. It flew. It's called a bat. In our kitchen. This was back in Iraq. I am bad at this, but
You're great.
My mother woke up. I was still sleeping. My mother woke up, went to the kitchen to start making some tea, and then out of the corner of her eye, in the darkness of the room, she saw this giant ass bat just chilling, hanging upside down and staring at her. And she just, for like a solid 30 seconds, she just stared into its eyes. And then the bat got crazy and then flew everywhere, and she started screaming like she was getting killed. And I walked in to see the bat. The bat flew away before I could see it, actually. But I believe her.
This is peak narration right here.
What I'm saying is that we all have a giant bat in our lives. And sometimes it makes us want to scream.
There are two wolves inside you.
But you just gotta remember, we all also have the dog in us. And when we have a dog in us, it beats the bat.
Oh god, we're getting nothing
That's
done.
on us. I think we all have a story like this.
So, we all know bats have a very negative connotation, especially, being associated with Halloween, darkness, and spookiness, and all of that. My family likes bats, actually, because in most of the houses that I've lived in, we had a pool, which means a lot of mosquitoes, which means we see a lot of bats in the summer. Now, there was one time that one bat got stuck in my friend's hair, and that was a whole ordeal. But, to be fair, it was her fault for trying to catch it.
Was the bat okay?
That was fine.
That's good news.
It freaked out a little bit, but we got it out and it went, alright.
Was it a spotted bat?
I don't know what kind of bat it was, actually.
Spotted bats have a white chest,
Mhm.
big ears,
Mhm.
and ashy wings.
Probably wasn't that. It was very dark.
There's
So-
also some unique names here. Like, was it a little brown bat? That is the name of the species.
I love the way we name animals. It's fantastic.
Evan, was it a little brown bat? Do you
It may
think it
have
was
been.
a little brown
It may
bat?
have been.
Surely it wasn't the fish-eating bat.
Probably was not.
No.
No. I would say being around a chlorine pool probably was not fishy.
Oh yeah. And also there's
It was trying its best.
Got a little confused. It's alright. In the middle of Searcy, Arkansas. Yeah, alright.
Yeah. Well, Arkansas has 16 species of bats, and there's 44 in all of the United States. So, like, Arkansas has, like, more than a
Yeah.
fourth.
A lot of bats.
A lot of
different
bats.
kinds.
Meanwhile, Mexico just over here having 142 species. Not
It's
to mention,
true.
only 3 of them are critically imperiled, according to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services. And yes, I love how they name it: critically imperiled,
Versus-
vulnerable, apparently secure, and secure.
Apparently.
Fantastic. We only have 3 that are in the United States that are listed as secure. That's a little bit worrying.
Too bad, America.
Yeah, we have like 6 on there that are imperiled, but none that are critically imperiled. But we have like 3 species right now that are considered endangered.
Including the Indiana, the gray, and the Ozark big-eared bats. Oh, and also the northern long-eared bat is threatened. So, like, extra
so
endangered.
close to endangered. Or,
Yeah.
no, super low.
Apparently-
So,
Okay, this is actually very depressing, but 99% of northern long-eared bats are gone.
Yeah.
All because white nose syndrome.
So, white nose syndrome is a fungus that grows in very cold climates, usually in caves, that is spread not between humans, just between bats. It's alright. It's not another COVID situation quite yet. It's not great because the reason that it is so detrimental to bats is it blocks their airways and it spreads very easily and very quickly. Now, normally it doesn't spread outside of caves that much, but due to people exploring caves and taking tours and just human contacts, it has spread across the country. So much like our whole discussion about human impact on national parks, human impact on caves and caverns in the US is very important and somewhat detrimental.
That is kind of making me rethink all the times that I have visited caves myself. When it comes to that, you have to like sanitize your stuff if you're visiting multiple caves and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
No, I think Josh said it spread around like colonialism.
Yes, it did spread
Colonialism
around like
style.
colonialism.
So-
It was what it
That's-
was mostly contained to the east side of the U.S. until it popped up in Washington, 2016 maybe.
I believe so. It wasn't that long ago. And also, it's been around in Europe for ages, but the bats there have already acclimated
Yeah,
to
they've-
the white nose.
They've developed an immunity to it completely. Meanwhile, our bats are heavily affected.
Yeah.
And there have been multiple fundraisers and programs and researches and grants on finding ways to combat the spread, limit the spread, possible ways to kill the fungus, but they've really only slowed down it.
Honestly, from what I'm reading here, it seems like there's like a bit of a mystery. Like,
Yeah, we know that it spreads in cold climates, but we don't really know much else. That's like one of the reasons it hasn't been linked to global warming is because it prefers cold, hence
Oh, yeah.
dark caves and caverns. But global warming may be part of the reason that it's being spread everywhere else. Because we like to go visit the cool caves in the summer.
An area of expertise for me, light pollution. Bats are just all messed up with light pollution. Like the
That's
thing
a
about
rumor.
bats is they come out like, I mean, I've always seen them like at that weird time of day where it's just starting to turn to night. They just typically do that because that's when they go out to hunt. They're nocturnal. But with all the different artificial lighting out, that can confuse them, and then they come out earlier or later than expected. And often enough, daytime predators like, what was that? The hawk?
Yes, hawks are one of bats' natural predators, which is why they evolved to be nocturnal. Other
Yeah.
predators include owls, house cats, and raccoons, which also evolved to be nocturnal, but not like the exact same. Bats can still mostly avoid them.
I wonder if you remember that I said that raccoons like to hunt
Yeah, I know.
bats, and y'all were like, no.
That would be silly,
Wrong.
but
Silly.
apparently they do. My bad. Another predator of bats is windmills. Apparently.
Yeah,
According
they're
to-
prolific.
According to some of the digging we've done, one of the biggest predators of bats right now is windmills, which is why I am a fan of solar energy and not wind energy.
I would love to ask an expert. How does a bat adapt to a windmill hitting it at like 60 miles per hour?
So messed up. On average, the maximum lifespan for bats in the wild is 30 years.
30 years? Oh my.
What? Okay, well, now that we've cemented my dislike for windmills, what else do we want to add in here?
I mean, bats, what are they good for? Really
So
not
many
significant.
things. I'm so glad you asked. So, first of all, bats eat mosquitoes. We love that. We benefit from that directly. They eat all kinds of other bugs too, which is why they save us so much money in the agriculture industry. Because we spend so much less money on pesticides and other things to keep bugs out because bats naturally eat them for us.
And on top of that, bats also contribute a lot to pollination. Like, there are those bats that are specifically into like nectar, like a lot like hummingbirds, and The hummingbirds of the night. Yeah.
Yes, bats are very good pollinators. Also,
Yeah.
fruit bats are just adorable, by the way.
They are.
So we got agriculture, pollination, healthy forests, all good things.
Ecotourism. That one I'm a bit iffy on.
It's
I don't
good
know.
for us. It may
Yeah.
not be good for the bats, but it's good for us.
I mean,
That's
it raises
true.
awareness, but so does wildcats. So
I love wildcats.
Dang, I watched that.
Wildcats have a bad episode. I'm sure they
they have
did.
multiple bad episodes, and I love all of them.
Absolutely.
Zaboomafoo, Zaboomafoo, Zaboomafoo.
You got it. I love wildcats.
This is more my thing. They contribute to scientific advances like medicine because they have special blood thinners. Some of them
Oh, really?
that could be really good for those who are allergic or very sensitive to them because these are much weaker blood thinners.
See, I'm allergic to a lot of things. I'm allergic to bats. So far, than that.
Yes, people will say we already have blood thinners, but they never consider that we can never have too many options, and not everyone can take any medication.
It's true.
Yeah.
Because we have all these like negative perceptions of bats just because they're a little bit clumsy and a little bit noisy.
And rabies.
But like they're not. They most of the time they aren't gonna bite you. Because why would they do that? They're just living their life. And I feel like also people make a lot bigger. Like I get why there's such a big deal about rabies because when we couldn't cure it, that was really bad. We can.
Wait,
It's
we
fine.
can?
Yeah.
No, wait, huh?
You can. You don't
That's
die.
news to me.
You don't die from rabies anymore.
I thought it was like a very difficult procedure that you have to do immediately. Or
I mean-
something like that.
I mean,
I don't know.
you do need to seek treatment as fast as possible, but you
Oh,
can
true.
literally. There's an antiviral drug that you can take now. Blood transfusions if it's like real bad.
Oh,
There's also an experimental treatment apparently in Milwaukee that includes putting the
that's
person into a deep sleep and then medicating them. So putting them into a coma, I guess. Not sure why you would do that, but antiviral drugs, blood transfusions seem to be the way that we normally deal with rabies. You don't die from rabies anymore unless you don't seek treatment. Like that's the reason that it's so deadly is because people just don't go to the doctor after. Which American medical system, very bad. I totally understand that. I just turned 19, ran out of insurance, and don't have a doctor anymore. But still, if you get bit, go to the doctor.
I mean, if you're really scared of a prion disease, you should really look at mad cow disease.
Oh,
Similar to rabies, spreads kind of similarly, way worse. You will die from that. Leave rabies alone. That's for the doctor. Bad news. An apartment complex in San Antonio is concerned on how they're about to remove hundreds of bats that are stuck in the apartment complex. Initially, they were cohabitating, but recently some tenants complained, and what the landlord decided to do was seal all of the bats inside the apartment with foam. Yeah, they're all in the walls now, stuck.
that's
Trapped.
unpleasant.
It didn't take long for everyone to start yelling at them. And yes, unsurprisingly, many of them died, but very quickly, some habitat conservationists protested against this and are now working with the landlords to get them out.
That is terrifying.
We actually do this more often than even I know, because just like for our school, we didn't have bats. We had just some harmless squirrels, some cute little squirrels, a family of them. And what we decided to do was literally just seal the opening, not
Cask
even
them out,
caring
yeah.
about if they were inside or not. But yeah, I guess humans just decide close the hole without worrying about whatever's in there that might
I will
not have
say
left.
that is pretty similar to the bats in my mom's house, though it wasn't sealing them into the walls. Because the assumption was either they would eat the poison and go outside through the hole that they can go to outside, or they would die in the wall. Which, by the way, I would not recommend this as the way to get rid of rats, because we had to have coffee filters full of orange peels and coffee grounds and stuff hanging up in every single room
Ugh.
for weeks. It was so bad. But
That is so nasty.
it's so bad.
Because I know how roadkill smells like.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot imagine having that in your walls constantly.
Multiple rats. On top of that, the house was also dealing with an ant infestation that has been going on for years, and a cockroach infestation. By the way, those smell terrible too. And they're very determined to get into everything.
So yeah, we definitely need to do better with pests in general,
Mhm.
but also definitely bats, because why? Come on. They might be
Yeah.
flying rats to some, but to me, they're like cute.
To me, you are everything.
To me, they're cute
To me, you are everything.
rats.
Yeah. So what we're looking at right now is we have these beautiful, beautiful flying rats, and they provide all of these benefits to not only us humans through our agriculture, taking care of pests themselves, even when we consider them to be pests, and playing a very vital role in the ecosystem. However, just many, many species, including right here in Arkansas, are in the process of going extinct or endangered due to a lot of things that are our fault, just from our intervention, either through tourism or light pollution, all that jazz. So
Bats need our help.
Us do need our help. That is true.
In the
Yeah.
next episode, we're going to be talking with an expert, hopefully, about
Hopefully.
some more specific news, more local to us.
But Hot Springs and Blanchard Tavern are probably our biggest.
when I'm from Missouri, that's literally the cave state.
True.
Unfortunately, we can't talk about those guys.
You can. We can briefly mention.
Yeah.
We can record it.
On the next episode of the BatCast, we will be taking things local and seeing how this issue is handled.
With the help of an expert.
Yeah.
Hopefully.